What's up, everybody? It's TrunkFreshGreen34 here, and today we're going to be talking about a custom that I've kind of wanted to talk about on the channel for years now. This is something I created all the way back in 2017 before Cars 3 even came out, and I've just never really done a video on it. I think I started thinking about doing one in like 2019, and then I just never really got around to it. But yeah, this is quite literally a table that you can use either for some tabletop mini racers action, or you can use it as just a regular table to store stuff on. Now, before I get into this, I do just want to say that yes, I am aware this is very inaccurate to how Florida 500 would look, and I'm also aware it's super dusty, but like I said, I've had this for like 5 years now. I haven't really cleaned it much, so a lot of the dust is like baked into the paint now. But no matter, we're still going to take a look at it anyway. So, to provide a little bit of backstory on this custom, all the way back in 2016, I think it was the fall of 2016, I had this project where I had to build a contraption. I think it was to like pop a balloon or something. And we had this, I was in a group and I had this table built. And at the end of the project, we were just going to throw this out. And then I said, hey, I'll take the table because, why not? Little souvenir from the project. But I didn't really have anything that I wanted to do with it other than it just being a really small table. As you can see, it's not very big. Like, it's not tall at all. But then I eventually got the idea, after seeing some Cars 3 trailers, to actually create a little tabletop racer table, I guess you could say. I don't really know what I'd call this, but I ended up making it compatible for the mini racers line, because as you can see, it's extremely narrow and small, but it fits perfectly for the minis. So I'm going to move Mater and McQueen, and we'll start by taking a look at the infield, which is spelt wrong. I wrote out Florida 500 instead of Florida 500. Like I said, I made this 5 years ago, didn't spell it properly. That's my mistake. There's a little happy face. You can kind of see the blue eyes and then the mouth. And yeah, another thing, the infield of course should be green, not black. I made all of it black, and it doesn't look like a proper infield. But you can kind of get what I was going for, kind of like how some of the other infields at the various tracks in the movies, they have like the name of the speedway written on them. That's basically what I was going for here. And I have the white outline around it, which makes up the inner line for the lane, I guess you could say, the inner part of the lanes, or the inner part of the track, I should say. And then, of course, we have another one that makes up the outer portion. And like I said, you can put minis either on the track or in the infield if you so wanted. Now, like I said, this was used for a project, so there are nails in it. Particularly this is a tack, but it is like permanently bonded with the table. So unfortunately, you can't have like a proper race because you'll just kind of run into it. So you have to like drift around it, kind of, or just like cut the infield. But it's mainly more of a display type thing. But yeah, that's a little unfortunate. Now I do have these colored dots kind of around the outside. I've got green, red, and blue dots. These were supposed to represent race fans. Basically, just like, I don't know, in the movies they've got like different colors of race fans. They got like cars with red items, cars with green items, cars with blue items. That's basically what we were going for here. The dots kind of represent the crowd, essentially. Even though, again, that's not really accurate. Hopefully they make some mini racers race fans. They've kind of done that with Larry Camper. Hopefully they do more of those. I think that would be pretty awesome. And like I said, this is supposed to be a racetrack, but I added the yellow lines as if it's a road. So, and what's really funny is if you look at it from like afar, you can see here that you can't really have two minis here without them both going outside of the lane. It doesn't really work. But you can kind of do that over here. Kind of. I don't know why I ended up doing it where this side is just has a bigger laneway. And it's not even perfectly split. If you notice, look at how much room is on this side compared to this side. Yeah, this is a very interesting craftsmanship with my painting here. But no matter. Now, that's pretty much it for the table itself. The rest is just, you know, legs with standard wood, and then a much thicker piece of wood represents the actual, like, tabletop component. Yeah, and then in here, this is the remnants of it. So you have the hook that we used for, like, the balloon, and then this was a really giant screw that I taped up to avoid, you know, safety hazard, you know, didn't want to get stabbed by it. But yeah, that is basically it for this table, and now I'm gonna do a little test run with the minis. So we go this way, we'll have Mater in the infield cheering McQueen on. It's really more of like a time trials track, really. Yeah, you can like drive nicely, and then you can like drift through the infield, bring him around. And at the time when I made this, I think I made this either just before Cars 3 or just after. At the time, there weren't really many racers. They had McQueen, Jackson, Danny Swervez, and Tim Treadless, and that was pretty much it. Of course, you can use other characters, like you can use Mater. If you want to throw in like someone crazy, you want to throw in like Dr. Damage here, you can. But actual Piston Cup racers, they only had like 4. Now we have tons, and you could do like a full fleet. Obviously, this track cannot support a full fleet, but you could have like 5 or 6, maybe, driving around. Yeah, like I said, it's primarily mainly could be used as like a storage type thing to like display minis on. Not really something that you would use for actual racing. But yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. This kind of look back at this custom that has been in my collection, I guess you could say, for 5 years now. It's incredibly old, it's incredibly outdated. I'd love to kind of redo this somehow, with like a bigger table and better paint, and I wouldn't let it get super dusty, and the lanes would be much wider, because this doesn't really work too well. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and yeah, I will see you all in the next video.